Welcome to the Woodward Shoutouts Deep Dive podcast, where we uncover the stories that make Woodward unique. I'm your host, Dave, and today's episode is based on the article, Uncovering Mysteries at the Old Fairgrounds, Hidden Secrets Revealed. In this episode, we'll take you back to the summer of 1947, when whispers of treasure and secrets beneath the fairgrounds captivated the town. Join us as we dig into this tale of mystery, history, and community spirit. So we're diving deep into some fascinating local lore today, really digging into the source material like detectives on a cold case.
That's the plan.
Yeah, our goal here is to pull out those key bits of information, the nuggets hidden under the surface of this story. And specifically, how a historical find like this can make a whole community rethink its own story, its identity.
It's a powerful theme.
Definitely. We've got this compelling narrative, right?
Yeah.
Centered on Woodward's old fairgrounds. The sources paint a picture, faded banners and weathered wood. Kind of evocative.
And to really get this story, you absolutely have to understand the timing. 1947, this wasn't just any summer in Woodward.
No, not at all.
This mystery kicks off immediately after that massive tornado just leveled the town.
Yeah.
So the fairgrounds, they were already important, Yeah. Cattle auctions, the Elks Rodeo was just starting to take off there.
Big economic driver.
Huge. But after the storm, looking at those grounds, it became something more. The source material actually calls it a symbol of their resilience.
Ah, okay. So rebuilding the fairgrounds meant rebuilding the town, in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was this tangible thing they could focus on. If they could bring that back, they could bring Woodward back.
That really adds a layer, doesn't it? That emotional
Yeah.
weight. And right in the middle of all this struggle to rebuild, that's when the mystery starts, with a groundskeeper named Old Gus.
Old Gus. Yeah, the beloved groundskeeper. The sources are pretty clear. This guy was like a walking encyclopedia of Woodward history.
Lived through it all.
Oh, yeah. Cattle drives way back when, storms, he'd seen everything. So when he passed away suddenly, right when the town was feeling so vulnerable, it left a real gap.
But he didn't just disappear quietly. He left something behind, a clue. And it apparently threw everyone into confusion straight away.
That's right. Found scribbled in the margin of an old beat-up rodeo program, his last message. And it was cryptic. Just said, "The gold waits beneath the oak."
Okay, beneath the oak. Simple enough, except...
Except according to everyone who knew those fairgrounds inside and out, there was no oak tree. Not a significant one anyway.
Huh. So the guy who knew every inch of the place points to something that isn't there.
Exactly. That's the hook, isn't it? It made people wonder, was he mistaken, confused at the end? Or was it a secret, something hidden, maybe for years?
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe he knew about it all along, protected the secret. And only then, with the town devastated, maybe he thought. Maybe it was time. Like a last gift. Hope.
That's a really interesting take. Was he trying to preserve history? Or maybe finally pass on this burden, this treasure, when the town needed it most? The ambiguity is what sparks the search.
We'll dig into that search right after this. Today's episode of the Woodward Shoutouts Deep Dive is sponsored by A Touch of Home, Woodward's favorite spot for a fantastic breakfast. Stop in for a hearty meal or order online at atouchofhomemenu.com. Start your day with A Touch of Home. Okay, so we're back. We've got the cryptic clue beneath the oak and the fairgrounds, sort of this blank canvas scarred by the tornado. And a group of locals starts gathering.
Yeah, drawn by the mystery. And it wasn't totally out of the blue either. The sources mentioned these whispers. Rumors about treasure had apparently been floating around before, even mentioned whispers at Crystal Beach Lake.
Oh, okay. So Gus's note wasn't the start of the legend, but it gave it focus, a direction.
Precisely. It turned vague rumors into an actual quest. And within that group that gathered, the sources really zoom in on one person. Clara.
So she's described as the key link, isn't she, between this current mystery and the forgotten past?
Yes, exactly. Her grandfather was a homesteader, actually owned the land originally before the fairgrounds. So Clara grew up with those older stories. Faint memories, maybe, but specific ones.
Stories about treasure hidden back in the day, during the big cattle auctions.
That's the idea, that kind of family lore, passed down. So she wasn't just curious, she had this sort of inherited knowledge, made her crucial.
And this is where it shifts from just talk to actual searching, finding something.
Right. The source describes it really vividly. The sun's getting low, long shadows. Clara's scanning the land, not just looking, but remembering, and then her heart. The source says it skipped a beat.
What did she see? It wasn't obvious, was it?
No, not at all. Tucked away. The source says, just past the rodeo ring where the bulls once roared, an ancient oak tree.
An oak? So Gus wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong, and the description of the tree is great. Twisted branches like arms reaching to the heavens. But here's the thing, it wasn't like it was standing out in the open.
How so?
It was hidden by uneven ground, overgrown stuff. Kind of suggests maybe it was deliberately neglected, or the area around it just became wild over time. Right near the old rodeo ring, a chaotic spot. Easy to overlook unless you're really looking.
Wow. Imagine seeing that. After all the rumors, Gus's note, the tornado, suddenly, there it is, the oak.
Must have been incredible, and the search instantly focused. They started digging beneath the roots, and that's when they found it. The physical proof. A rusted old chest.
Let's just pause on that image. This old chest, damp wood, corroded iron,
Yeah.
buried for who knows how long.
A real piece of history right there.
And when they finally got it open, what was inside?
Well, two things really. First, the obvious stuff. Old coins, some jewelry, glimmering, the gold that Gus had mentioned.
Okay, so the treasure hunt part paid off.
It did, but then there was something else, maybe even more valuable, historically speaking. A dusty, leather-bound journal.
A journal. Now that changes things, doesn't it?
Completely. The coins are nice, sure, but the journal, that's where the real story is. It apparently detailed, and this is a quote, the secret dealings of the Fairgrounds during the early 1900s.
Early 1900s. That's peak cattle auction time, right?
Exactly, the height of it all.
So wait, secret dealings? This place, the heart of the community, symbol of resilience, it had a hidden side. What kind of dealings are we talking about? This could really shift how people see Woodward's history.
It absolutely creates a conflict, a big one. The journal, according to the sources, reveals the Fairgrounds were used as a meeting spot for a secret society.
Secret society, doing what?
Hiding valuable goods from their, and again, this is the phrasing, their less than legal dealings.
Less than legal. Okay, in the context of early 1900s cattle auctions, what could that mean? We're not talking petty theft, are we?
Probably not. Think bigger. Price fixing on cattle. Shady land deals, maybe? Using the noise and chaos of the booming auction market to cover up some serious financial stuff. That's the implication.
Wow. So the town's whole image, this hardworking, honest ranching community, suddenly has this shadow history, a secret layer beneath the public face. It's like finding out your town square was built on, I don't know, smuggled goods.
It forces a reckoning, doesn't it? With the complexity of its own past, its own rise, as the journal later puts it.
Yeah, and the journal's author, they almost expected it to be found. It wasn't just a record.
Seems like it. The gold was the lure, maybe. But the journal contained the real challenge, and it ends with this absolute riddle.
Okay, let's get to that final entry. It's really the heart of the mystery left behind, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to read this directly so you, the listener, can really ponder it. The treasure is for those who seek the truth. It will come to the one who understands the history of Woodward's rise and fall. Only they will know where to place the first stone.
The first stone, that phrase just, it shifts everything, doesn't it? It's not just about finding gold anymore.
No, it's like a responsibility.
Exactly. A duty. You don't just get the treasure, you have to understand Woodward's history. The good, the bad, the rise and fall. It implies the real value isn't the coins, it's about, well, historical wisdom. And using it.
Okay, let's break that down. Place the first stone. What could that mean? Is it literal? Like physically building something? Especially in 1947 with the town needing rebuilding.
That's definitely one strong possibility. Think about it. The town's in ruins. Maybe the first stone is meant literally the cornerstone for a new building. The Elks Rodeo Arena, maybe. Or the town hall.
Yeah.
Using this unearthed wealth to physically restart the community.
Tying the hidden past directly to the future recovery. Makes sense.
What about the secret society part? The less than legal dealing?
Right, if the town's rise was partly built on that, maybe the first stone isn't physical, maybe it's metaphorical.
How so?
Like the first step towards truth, reconciliation, acknowledging that darker history. Maybe the stone represents starting over, but this time with transparency, using the treasure to, I don't know, fund something that promotes honesty or community trust. Addressing the fall, which wasn't just the tornado, but maybe a moral compromise way back when.
That fits with the journal emphasizing truth, doesn't it? The real treasure is understanding, and the first stone is the first action based on that understanding. A commitment to build differently this time.
And the sources add this layer of urgency, too, mentioning that Clara and the group needed to figure this out before others with darker intentions arrived.
Which implies, what? That the secret society or its legacy wasn't entirely gone, that the knowledge in that journal was still dangerous or valuable to someone.
Could be. It suggests the stakes are high, and the sources hint that solving this riddle, placing that stone correctly, might need the whole town's input. It moves from a few people finding a chest to a community-wide challenge.
Yeah, it becomes about collective understanding and action. This discovery forces Woodward to see itself not just as the town that survived the storm, but as a place shaped by both resilience and secrets, both light and shadow.
Which brings us back to that final, really provocative question posed by the journal.
The one about who gets to place that stone.
Right. If it has to be someone who truly understands the town's entire history, the rise, the fall, the pride, the secrets, what does that say about the future?
It suggests maybe that the most important secret wasn't the gold itself or even the society. Maybe the biggest secret is, where do you choose to build next?
Yeah.
What foundation do you lay down, knowing everything you now know about the past?
That choice. That's the real legacy of old Gus's clue. It's not just finding treasure, it's deciding what kind of future to build with that knowledge. A challenge for the whole community, really. Still resonating today, perhaps. Thanks for joining us on this journey into Woodward's past. If you enjoyed this episode, we invite you to subscribe to our newsletter at woodwardshoutouts.com. Stay connected with more stories that celebrate our community's rich history.